I was at the Alabama game and someone's like, "Mr. President, thank you for taking a bullet for us." He looks over at me. I'm right next to him in the box suite for Alabama, Georgia. He's like, "At least my ear doesn't look like Colby's."
But you were just at Madison Square Garden, so how was that? Was that like...
Oh my gosh. It was amazing. I lost my voice. I'm still trying to get my voice back. I was screaming so much for Trump and just all the people that were there. Just the energy in the arena was just electric. I mean, there's never been a political event, but it just shows that this is not a political movement. This is a movement on love. This is a movement on unity. This is a movement on America first and putting this country first again, not sending our money overseas. So you can feel that energy in the arena. It was incredible. Shout out to the Dolans, you know, the owners of the MSG. You know, I got a invite from them. Chris Dolan, the son of James Dolan, you know, invited me, and just amazing to be there. And then my good buddy Bo Loudon, he was able to get me in as well, and his family, the Loudons, they're amazing people. God bless them, and some of the members at Mar-a-Lago. So incredible weekend, man. Trump, he was up there for like 2 hours just free flowing, not looking at a teleprompter, just organic, just real. And you know, that's why the people love him. I mean, he's the people's champ.
Have you seen up close the ear? How's it looking?
Yeah. Oh my gosh, it's so funny. I have the funniest story. I was at the Alabama game and someone's like, "Mr. President, thank you for taking a bullet for us." He looks over at me. I'm right next to him in the box suite for Alabama, Georgia. He's like, "At least my ear doesn't look like Colby's," because I got cauliflower ear, you know, from fighting over.
Oh, now
ears,
I gotta
so.
now that you pointed out, now I gotta see. No.
Yeah, see it? Okay, I should.
Oh damn! Yeah,
It seems like all the people that are like genuine, that have good souls, who have good hearts, who care about this country, are all on that side. They're all at that rally. I just get like a fake vibe from the other side.
Yeah, just a fake and demonic. I mean, just look at what they stand for. You know, they're trying to destroy women's sports. This is who you're going to vote for. They want men to be able to compete in women's sports. I mean, the vice president believes that there should be tampons in men's bathrooms. Like, this is what you're running on?
I don't mind there being tampons in men's bathroom. If there were tampons in the female bathroom, I mean, it's so annoying
right?
that we can't get them. But yeah, no, let's totally put it in the men's bathroom. Please. Thank you. This is amazing.
Yeah, I think it's also fair to say those anabolic steroids definitely do have a long-term effect on your brain, which could explain some of the actions by Arnold there. But Donald Trump called, actually, the rally at MSG a, quote, love fest, as a lot of people are now trying to conflate it with the racist remarks that were made allegedly against Puerto Rico. I didn't think they were racist.
They're not racist.
This is just a larger kind of just hyperbolic nature of the corporate media that's trying to obfuscate something that is really huge. I mean, selling out Madison Square Garden and having thousands of people outside in one of the bluest, wokest, liberal cities in the United States does send a message to the establishment that I don't think they were very happy with. As Kamala Harris, is comparing this rally as something that fans the fuel of hate and division. Colby, you were there. Was there a lot of hate and division there?
No, there wasn't any hate and division. Just pure love and joy for, you know, this beautiful country that we love so much, you know. And our, you know, Donald Trump is the ultimate guy that's made and achieved the American dream. So we know how beautiful this country is, and it gives everybody the same opportunity to achieve that dream. So, you know, not only was it a packed out arena, there was people literally lined up all the way down to the Hudson River. That's how much this movement is made up of love and just appreciation and respect. And, you know, it was just so humbling to be in the arena amongst so many great politicians and obviously, you know, our leader, you know, Donald Trump, you know, who's at the forefront of it. So, you know, God bless the Trumps for putting themselves in this fight. They didn't have to be in this fight. They could be living their billionaire lifestyle, you know, at the most beautiful resorts, you know, on the most beautiful beaches. But they're here to fighting for the people. And, you know, the people see that. And that's why so many people were out there in New York. And I think New York's in play. I really think New York's in play.
I
think
do
so too.
I do too. I think it's a long shot, but it's in play. I was doing street interviews there, and it was in the city. It was like 60-40 Kamala, but you look at Long Island, you look at Staten Island, upstate, it's more Trump.
You just said something that I think really stuck out for me, and that is that Donald Trump doesn't have to do this because most politicians have not done anything in the private sector. They don't have anything to stand on. They don't make money unless they're, you know, receiving it in donations to their campaigns and whatnot. Meanwhile, Donald Trump made money on his own. He's probably one of the very few presidents we've had, at least in the last 100 years, that is actually a self-made, not even millionaire, billionaire. And so, that means a lot, especially when you look at the other side of the aisle. And Kamala has only worked for the state. She has never had a private sector job. And as a matter of fact, she hasn't actually achieved those jobs through her own merit. She's achieved them because she's been appointed to them. In some cases, through her relationship with a certain...
she worked hard for it.
Yeah.
And very,
Big Willie Brown.
Yeah.
So it says something, because when women are like, oh, you got to vote for a woman because like this is... It's just... That's not something that fills me with joy. I mean, any woman pretty much can reach any height by doing those things. It's when women achieve those things by working, doing the things themselves. If you need a man to get to that position... That's not prideful for women. Like,
no. How many women have you heard actually say, I'm voting for Kamala because she's a woman?
Lots.
A lot.
I have
lots. All of them.
A lot.
All of them on the street.
Yeah.
Abortion and because she's a woman.
Yeah, it's literally that. It's because my right to health care and because she's a woman. I have not heard somebody say something other than either the hyperbole of like Donald Trump is going to like end the Constitution. He's going to become a dictator day one, which funny enough, he wasn't a dictator the first time around. I might have disagreed with him, but I don't think he was a dictator. And then it's she's a woman or my right to choose, which... you don't know, but I'm very big on like non-circumcising our children. And it's like, what about that right?
Absolutely. I agree.
Yeah, like it's like my body, my choice for women, but for men, oh, no, I like it this way. So we're just going to go ahead and chop everybody's, so yeah.
And after the 2 failed assassination attempts, the media won't talk about that at all. They're going to only talk about a roast comics
3
joke,
assassination
and they're not
attempts?
talking about any of the good things. If you turn on the news, they weren't showing. You're saying it was the message of love at MSG. They didn't show any of that. They're just this is a message of hate. That they have nothing good to say. It's really sad.
The only thing they can say is Tony Hinchcliffe. So how did the audience receive his joke? Do you remember?
Yeah, I remember. I mean, people were laughing because, it's just...
I heard some boos,
the guy's
though.
a comedian. This is what he does for a living. Like, he's trying to get people talking. Like, I know Tony personally. I've hung out with him. I've been to his comedy club at the LA Comedy Club, when I went and, met up with my buddy Brennan Schaub and Joe Rogan out there. So I know the guy, and that's what comedians do. They try and do controversial takes, and they try and get a laugh out of people. And whether you have an opinion, you hate it or love it, that's exactly what he wants out of people. So, he's going to do what he does, and that's be a comedian.
Why do you think Joe hasn't came out and endorsed Trump yet?
Man, he's
do you
scared.
think he will?
Honestly,
I don't think he can until he interviews.
I don't think
He doesn't want to lose his audience in Spotify.
Oh, but he's not going to interview Kamala. She already put in all these stipulations like, oh, you got to come to D.C. and you can only do it for an hour. I'm not coming to you, and we're not going to do 3 hours. He's like, how can I get to know someone in an hour? Like, I want to really get to know who you are.
Would you do it if you were him, though? Would you just take that hour? Because that hour, she's going to bomb in that hour anyways. Would you do it?
No, traveling to her.
I mean, come on. All he has to do is get on a private jet.
He doesn't do that. He doesn't do that. He doesn't do that, though.
Cry me a river.
He's
Well,
got the
they can
biggest
send them
podcast
Air
in the
Force.
world.
What does he
He's
owe
got the
her?
biggest
or
podcast
whatever.
in the world. Why would he
Yeah.
do that? Why would he waste his time? He's given her the opportunity.
Yeah.
She's a nobody. Everybody knows she can't talk. She has to have a teleprompter in front of her face at all times. Otherwise, the teleprompter goes off. She has no idea.
He already said he'd agree to no tough questions. He said he would just have a conversation.
Well, she needs him. He doesn't need her. And
Right.
I think changing the whole format of your show and making it an hour show just shows you how they're putting out special demands for special treatment. She shouldn't get special
She
treatment.
had time for
Trump-
Shay Shay.
yeah.
She had time for the Call Me Daddy.
Softball
Yeah,
questions.
she had time for all of them. But for Rogan, the largest podcast literally on the planet.
Literally.
There's Democrats begging her to do it. Andrew Yang's like, please do this interview. Please talk to Joe Rogan.
I don't think
Please
it's
get out
completely
there to the
ruled. I don't
general
think it's
public."
completely ruled out yet.
Well, I don't think it is either. But from the latest comments from Joe Rogan, it's not going to happen. It was supposed to happen today, but it didn't.
Which subsequently now, J.D. Vance is going to go on. So,
Yeah.
I think that pretty much says everything about it. That, they're going to give Vance the opportunity since Kamala doesn't want to take it. So
Joe's going to endorse them the day of the election like he did to Joe Jorgensen 4 years ago.
I didn't like J.D. Vance, by the way, until I saw the debate. I was like, oh, I actually like this guy.
Yes.
I wasn't a huge fan going in.
Same.
I didn't know much about him, and I hadn't heard much talk about him.
Have you met him now?
I haven't got to meet him yet. He's probably one of the only people I haven't met. I met literally everybody else you could think of. So
Can you call Joe and just be like, listen, bro, we need this. We have Bobby. He wanted Bobby. He's got Bobby. How can you not come out and endorse? You got your Spotify money. Come on, bro. I mean, what are we living for here?
Do you really think people are going to be like, oh my God, I wasn't going to vote for Trump, but now that Joe, said it, I'm going to? Like, do we need to?
There are some people that worship him. Yes.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, then in that case, yes, please call Joe.
A lot of young men, statistically, a lot of young men aren't voters. So that's another kind of major problem with this year's kind of election. If you look at the stats out there, there's a lot of women that are overwhelmingly supporting Kamala, a lot of young men supporting Donald Trump, and saying that they will vote for him, but will they vote is going to be the
Voting
big
is
question.
open right now, guys. You can literally head to the polls right now, especially if you're here in Florida. You can just go out and vote.
You don't
right
even
now.
need an ID if you're in New York or Pennsylvania.
Oh, please. I hope you need an ID. But yeah, you can get out and vote right now. So there's really no excuse.
Don't
you got
listen
time.
to Robbie. What did you just say? Don't say that because like they have weird laws. They sent what's his name?
Well, Elon just posted that he literally just posted a couple. You can look it up. He's saying
But we're not on an Elon platform right now.
They sent Douglas Mackey, who was here on the show, to jail for literally copying a meme and posting it based off election, based off the election.
And it was hilarious. He posted like text your. You don't have to go out and vote. You can just text your vote, and he like put the number for Hillary Clinton, and
Really?
and they sent him to jail because they're like, you're election interfering, and people actually believed you.
I was just
and
reading what
and with the way things are going with the Kamala Harris administration and the DOJ, of course, that was not a real thing. We're not telling you to call in your vote. Most states do require identification. Some of them don't. I know Elon is talking about it right now, but yeah, you got to be super careful now, especially with the Biden DOJ. They're going after a lot of different individuals, a lot of different people, and I think Douglas Mackey is just the start of what we're going to be seeing if Kamala Harris becomes the president of the United States. Look what happened to Steve Bannon. Look what happened to Roger Stone. So I'm not even comfortable making those types of jokes on the show.
Considering what's happening to you, Luke?
Yeah.
I mean, I agree wholeheartedly. Maybe we should change the subject.
Yeah, there's another big thing happening to me behind the scenes that I can't talk about. I'm going to release everything soon, and I'm just preparing everything. I'm talking to a bunch of lawyers. But just know, behind the scenes, we are very embattled. There's a lot of bad things happening to us by very powerful people that are screwing us over. We'll get into it. I hate talking about vagues. My lawyers are like, just shut up until you clear
can
this.
talk about it.
So
Yeah.
when I'm able to talk
But
about
if
it, you guys
anybody
will know
wants-
what's happening. But we definitely need your support more than ever on lookunfiltered.com. I don't think we have a caller yet. You could be that caller just by signing up. But yeah, it's not easy what's going on behind the scenes. Look what's happening to Alex Jones. He's going to have his entire empire liquidated in front of his eyes in just a few days from now. Yeah. He's literally going to have to go to court, and they're going to say, yeah, we're going to take your Twitter. Yeah, we're going to take your camera. We're going to take your studio. We're going to take these lights. We're going to take this merchandise, and it's going to be ours. We're just going to sell it, and we're just going to give it off. And, take everything that you worked so hard for over the past, what is it, 30, 40 years he's been at this? We're just going to take it all away, and we're going to hand it over to somebody else. That right there is definitely a chilling effect to just how legal lawfare works in this country and just how much it will be accelerated under a Kamala Harris presidency.
Yeah, I mean, we just saw that Julian Assange was pardoned. Well, pardoned, but he had to agree that he did all this. So there's so much lawfare happening. I mean, again, you mentioned Trump, you mentioned Alex Jones, Free Ross. The sign is right behind us. I mean, today I was just actually reviewing the case for Roger Ver again, and I didn't even know that the DOJ stormed his attorney's office in 2017, and they're trying to get him to violate his attorney-client privilege. And so it's just, there's so much going on that I think the average American isn't aware. And so that lack of knowledge of what's actually happening, how the DOJ comes after us Americans, it's just wild. I mean, I guess Roger Ver is no longer an American. He gave up his citizenship. But what they've done to this man is just, it blows my mind. And then at the same time, I look at Hunter Biden, who is accused of the same thing that Roger Ver is accused of, which is avoiding taxes. He just pled guilty to it. And they're like, oh, it's all good, man. Here, just pay your little fine. Roger Ver could just pay his fine. But no, they want 109 years. Because according to the IRS, he didn't pay enough money. According to it's just, I'm so disgusted with how things are going on in this country. And I can't believe that this is a country that your grandfather fought for, that my parents fled communism for, that Luke, your family fled communism for. I mean, this is the country that if we can't keep ourselves out of jail because we disagree with our government, there's nowhere to go. The world is messed up. We're like just, throw in the towel. Let's all just be slaves because that's where we're going.
Yeah, I was born into communism, and all my family members are like, it's coming back. It's coming back here just like it did in our lifetimes in Poland. So it's crazy. There's a lot on the line here. And just to continue the conversation, Mike Cernovich just posted this: young men don't vote. Look at the age brackets. It's even worse if you separate by gender. High propensity podcast listeners are low propensity voters. So this is what he's now raising the alarms about.
Wow.
Specifically, young people not voting. Will they vote this year?
I got an idea. I can solve this problem. Wait for it. You don't go vote. We're just going to send Colby to your house.
I agree.
One-on-one cage mats.
Yeah,
With all you lazy mofos.
Colby is dedicated to everybody voting. I mean,
Yeah.
I know he's willing to dedicate time. I can tell he's willing to make sacrifices.
He's going to go
He's
yank
here right
you
now.
from your mother's basement.
So
and
if you guys
force
respect
to vote.
him, please go out and vote. Please tell your friends.
I want to ask you, well, are you worried about a Kamala Harris presidency and then potentially coming after you?
No, I choose not to go through life with any types of fear. I want to, we have to, it starts at the top, and it trickles down. And Trump hasn't been afraid of it. He's literally dodged bullets, and he hasn't been afraid of the lawfare, the weaponization of the justice system, all these different things. So, he still smiles every day, still has a great sense of humor. So, I choose to kind of emulate how the boss is taking everything. So if they want to come after me, whatever, then I'll be a political prisoner, just like, Stephen Bannon, like you said, Mayor Rudy Giuliani out of New York, and all the others who've been unlawfully charged. So
Jail's going to be lit.
right? Jail's going to be
Well, we're going to manifest a Trump presidency. We're not
Luke, we're all going to be there together. It's going to be fantastic. I really believe that, if we got to work in the gulags, I mean, look, he's got the muscles. We're definitely going to produce food. It's fine.
Colby, I'm going to be your friend in the gulags, right?
For sure.
All right, good. All right.
Listen, I identify as a man. Please put me in that side. I do not want to be in the...
You'll be with all the Kamala Harris voters.
No.
That because if you look at left-wing revolutions, they always eat their own first. They always go after their biggest supporters, their biggest people that prop them up, and that's what should be the larger message to the left. If you think you're a part of a revolution, if you're going to help create it, look what happened in China, look what happened in the Soviet Union, look what happened with all these communistic, despotic regimes. They always go after the people who helped elect them and put them in power. Those are the first people that they go after when they get in power. Look how many people Stalin purged. It wasn't an accident. Look how many people
Fidel
Mao
Castro,
Zedong purged. Yes. So this is a real life
firing
situation.
squad was real in Cuba.
Yeah. So yeah, that's happening. As of course, I've been telling people to prepare for a very long time. I just released a video about how to prepare on lukeunfiltered.com, a special secret, not so secret society where you get to join a lot of really cool, awesome people and be a part of the larger conversations that no one else really has. I go deep down the rabbit hole. I talk about my personal decisions. I talk about things that I do in my life that I am using information on in order to, of course, better it. And that's the information that I try to share with you in order to help promote, build, grow, and expand our human consciousness, wealth, prosperity, and liberty. Freedom is in your hands if you decide to act on it in the proper way. And I've built lukeunfiltered.com 12 plus years of behind the scenes videos just on that basic model alone of trying to give you the tools, the information, the seed oil cards, the crap list of items you should be avoiding at the supermarket. That's all available for members of lukeunfiltered.com. If you haven't signed up yet, what are you waiting for? Signing up is key, it's crucial, and it's more important than ever. Sign up right now, lukeunfiltered.com. It's quick, it's easy, it's simple. You go here, and whatever your budget allows, I know times are hard, but for just $8, 20 cents a day, you could sign up right here, click it, and then you just put in a little bit of information. You get emailed back a login, you log in, and you get a lot of really awesome values that are a lot more valuable than Netflix. You have a choice. You want to do Netflix or you want to do lukeunfiltered.com. Make that choice. Vote with your dollars, vote with your clicks. Start to decide your own life path right now. 3 master classes that will teach you some really incredible skills. Do you want to sit there and be glazed by the satanic, evil, corporatist, demonic propaganda that plays on your subconscious and emotional, psychological weaknesses? Or do you want to be uplifted and, of course, enlightened and given information that a lot of powerful people don't want you to have? That decision is yours, and it starts with you signing up to lukeunfiltered.com. lukeandphil.com. Sign up there right now, and I will see you there right after this broadcast. I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for you signing up to lukeunfiltered.com. And because you do, this is why I love you guys. Stay tuned for more here on youtube.com/wearechange.